The Double D Tavern is the local hangout for many in this section of the Hive, and here many of those who survived the brutal attacks of the Imperial Guard made their way to lick their wounds, grab a drink, and plan their next move. You and your newly formed gang of outcasts are enjoying a few drinks in the Double D when all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. It seems that even the Double D, a place that is held by many with a certain reverence, is not immune from the recent chaos in the Hive. Even some of the regulars have decided it's time to throw down in the trash and loot the bar along with the rest of the neighborhood. As the bottles and bullets begin to fly, you and your gang make the choice to start breaking some heads. And Molly, the owner of this fine establishment, should be very appreciative of any efforts you make to end the violence. The first event in our new Necromunda RPG campaign is a Bar Brawl, and what better way to start a new RPG campaign than in a bar. So stay tuned for some table jumping, uppercutting, flying elbow, and exploding sword antics, this time on JD in the Sump Sea. Hello, Jay here, and today we're trying out a new campaign idea. Instead of us all leading our own gangs against one another, we are controlling one ganger, and we're all part of the same gang. We're outcasts from our previous houses because those houses have been crushed by superior Imperial forces brought down on them by the Imperial Governor. Check out this video for more information on the campaign. So thank you for tuning in to watch this battle report, and if this sort of thing interests you, then don't forget to pull out your Warhammer and smash that like button, and smash that subscribe button. Use the bell icon to make sure that you don't miss any other videos that we release.
After turn 1, everything's going to be close combat in the bar. After turn 1, people are just going to start whipping out all their guns that they've hit on them that are not in the door.
Okay.
You're supposed to not bring guns.
Sounds
in,
good
but
to
everybody
me.
does. They just don't.
Well, I'm walking around with a chain axe with a flamer.
This isn't a gun. It's my sacred staff.
Yeah.
The staff of Emperor Greg.
Get away from me, you godforsaken heretic.
You wouldn't deprive an old man
Of his walking stick.
buzzsaw stick, would you?
with a superheated flamethrower on the end of it.
So you guys are out drowning your sorrows at the Double D. A well-known place in the Hive. Everybody loves it. That's where everybody goes. Normally, the Double D is a place of civility. So after all this fighting from the High Lords, bringing everybody down, gangs just crippled, and everybody just running everywhere, you got outcasts now. Just tensions are high, everybody's at the Double D, and the slightest spark is going to set everything off. So that's where this starts. Remember, you're all intoxicated.
Yes.
So, -1 to your ballistics and weapons. You've gotten into combat with Sir Flails a lot.
Dee's character, Father Athene, is a beast in close combat usually. This first charge he wounds twice, then causes 2 flesh wounds to Sir Flails a lot.
And he'll swing that back at you.
He gets attacked back but isn't wounded.
What's going on? What the hell's happening?
Then, true to his word, Mike has one of the NPCs charge another NPC. He fails to wound the guy he charged, but on the attack back, he's taken out of action.
Oh, bodies stay on the...
Bodies stay on the table because they can be looted.
Oh.
Just gonna jump over the table at him.
Over the table, just like, yeah, literally
All right.
flying.
He's gonna help you out. He's gonna leap over the table and just smack that guy right in the face.
Here we
Spear,
are.
like
Here we are.
arms back, spear over the body.
Well, you will collect 2 XP for that.
Alright, we're going to pull out the stiletto sword and charge this guy. My character, Lectra Daggershard, charges the one Hive scum who already has a kill, and she takes him out easily.
So he's gonna tumble, and then he's just gonna stand up. So he's gonna charge over the table. He's like, you killed my friend! We were gonna buy a condo together!
I didn't even know that guy's name!
Yeah, I just called him that guy who I was gonna buy a condo with.
That guy who was friends with the guy Lectra just killed lunges over the table at Lectra and then promptly dies in the ensuing combat.
So remember now, looting bodies your next turn is a simple action. Okay. So you can Loot a body. Once it's looted, it's gone, though. So you all can't be like, let's all dig in his pockets.
That's why they're all still on the battlefield.
Yeah, it's one loot, gone.
Gotcha.
He is going to run.
Seems like a
He
plan.
has seen way too many people die. He's going to automatically fail that nerve test and just go, yeah, I'm out of here. The word's gone out that there's a brawl happening again. It's a brawl. All the drunks that have stumbled out from the bar later on this day have been sleeping it off in the alleys, having a good time. And just, now they go, he's running down the stairs yelling at his buddies passed out over there. Kill everybody in the bar! Let's go! They have no idea what he's talking about. They're just like, all right, let's go! He's going to get to the ladder. I'm going to make him roll another initiative because he is scared and running. He fell off that ladder.
He then stands up, and one of the hive scum who just showed up moves towards the ladder. Father Athene then charges the guy standing on the bar. He hits twice, wounds once, does a serious injury, and then coups him. Alright, so we'll loot this guy first.
All right, roll a d6.
6!
So any item / weapon from their card or d6 times 10 credits.
D6 times 10 credits, I'm gonna get 40 credits. Lectra then loots another corpse. 10. Mike moves the next hive scum who just arrived towards an elevator that leads up to the bar. Iron Stare Swibs then moves next to Lectra to loot the corpse of another hive scum who had just recently met his fate the previous turn.
3 is D3 times 5 plus 2 credits.
He rolls a 5, and we do the math. It turns out 17 credits is the most we could find on a body when you roll a 3 on the loot chart.
3 times 5 is 15 plus 2
is 17.
Got it. Okay.
17 credits. And that's the end of turn 2.
On a, 4, 5, 6 is when they come in. 1, 2, 3, they don't come in. Promotion's going off now. People are starting to come in from the other little boroughs and burbs. They hear somebody's wrecking up the Double D. They can get those guys.
Mike begins placing the hive dwellers who have heard the commotion as reserves around the edge of the battlefield. No, we're surrounded, folks. He moves one hive dweller towards the bar. And he moves another. Mike then moves the guy with the hat up the main staircase to the Double D. However, Iron Stare Swib sees him and moves to shoot at him, but his shot goes wide. Another hive dweller who just arrived via reserves moves towards the bar. Then the guy on the elevator takes it up to the bar and shoots at Lectra. Lectra fails her step aside save, and then Mike hits twice. Wounds twice.
Wound rolls. Well, I saved one. I have a 6+ save.
And Lectra saves one of the 2 wounds. Then Mike rolls a flesh wound, and Lectra is pinned.
Alright, I'm gonna charge this guy.
Dee's Father Athene then charges the guy with the hat that Iron Stare Swibs couldn't hit earlier in the round. He has an absurd number of attacks, eventually rolling 2 wounds, and this hive dweller has no armor, so they become a flesh wound and a serious injury.
Killed him real good.
Father Athene then coups him. I then stand up Lectra and shoot with her needle rifle, but fail to hit. Mike moves the last of the hive dwellers who arrive that turn, and then the turn ends. Turn 4 begins with Mike moving another hive dweller onto the elevator up to the Double D, and then he moves a hive dweller towards the staircase. The scum with the 2 pistols who shot at Lectra last turn then moves towards her and shoots.
He is going to miss you horribly. He's still running away.
The guy who ran down the stairs then continues to flee the battlefield. Iron Stare Swibs then loots a corpse, turns and shoots the 2 pistol-wielding scum. Father Athene then drop rigs down and shoots at the hive dweller with an auto pistol, but fails to wound, only pinning him. Lectra then charges the pinned scummer with 2 pistols, hits twice with her stiletto sword, wounds once, and then rolls a serious injury and coos him. The Hive Dweller hit by Father Athene then stands up and moves laterally. Mike then activates and moves another Hiver who had arrived from reserves last turn towards Father Athene. Mike then moves the last Hiver towards the elevator, which sets up a crazy turn 5.
Let's see. He's going to take some hot shots at Dale.
I mean, I would.
There, he's going to get right up behind him there.
After moving the Hiver towards Father Athene, Mike rolls to hit and fails. Mike then has another Hiver climb a ladder and then begin the climb up the stairs towards the bar.
Yes, he's still running away.
Oh, yeah.
See if he passes his cool check. No, he does not. So he's going to run up to this door and open it. He is leaving as best as he can.
The Hiver takes the elevator up to the Double D.
He will be shooting at the lady in front of him.
He hits.
I stepped aside, so I dodged it.
Mike then moves the other Hiver onto the elevator and then up into the bar.
First, I'm going to use Chem Sense, so I'm going to try and do a
Woohoo!
intelligence check.
I pass my intelligence check.
Use my tactics card, and I'm going to give it, I'm going to give my stiletto sword, exploding. And I'm going to charge this guy.
What the fuck?
And I'm in.
So I use the tactics card Chemical Rain, which allows me to choose any chem alchemy effect and apply it to a weapon with a toxin or gas trait.
3.
2 wounds.
I choose Exploding because I was hoping to get lucky and take out both enemies in the explosion, but also not take out Lectra in the blast. We thought the blast would pin everyone, but it's treated as a gas weapon so it doesn't cause pinning. It turns out I did 2 wounds to the guy Lectra charged, and then he exploded and did not hurt the other Hiver, but the blast did seriously wound Lectra. Mike then charges Father Athene, and neither of them wound each other in the ensuing combat. Ben moves Swibs and shoots at the Hive Dweller. I couldn't kill with the explosion. He hits and wounds twice, then rolls a serious injury and a flesh wound.
A lot of corpses in this bar.
In the end phase, I roll a serious injury for Lectra, and the turn is over. Turn 6 begins, and another Hive Dweller shows up from reserve. Father Athene begins in close combat, and D starts rolling dice as a reaction. 2 hits with the axe, but no wounds. 3 hits with the auto pistol, and then 2 wounds are caused. D rolls damage, and it's 2 serious injuries. Now it's Athene's turn, and he charges into another ganger.
Until the end of the fighter's activation, this fighter may re-roll dice rolls of a natural 1.
He uses a tactics card, allowing rerolls of 1s. 2 rerolls here, but he still can't roll above a 2. He does hit once with his auto pistol and wounds, and causes a serious injury. That's another coup de grace for Father Athene. He really is racking up experience in this game. That Hive scum who broke and ran finally makes it to the board edge and escapes back into the Hive. Another Hive Dweller moves into the Double D and shoots at Swibs.
No, just stop. Alright, so hitting on 6s.
He is drunk, so he needs 6s and misses.
Strength 4.
Oh,
No.
it's up to 3.
Yeah.
Swibs then shoots back and hits, but can't wound the Hiver. He becomes pinned, however. Lectra crawls away from the bleeding out Hivers she's lying next to. Another Hive Dweller moves foolishly towards Father Athene. In the end step, I roll an injury dice for Electra, and she goes out of action. I then roll on the lasting injury chart and roll a 56.
We'll do the black die as the first one.
She may get captured.
Okay, what is he
Late
doing?
to the party.
The last Hive Dweller finally shows up from reserves. He then moves twice and ends up at the end of an alleyway near another Hiver. The scum in the bar then turns around and tries to shoot Swibs, but rolls a 2 and misses.
We're now going to play a tactics card called Purity Through Fire. Until the end of the fighter's activation, his targets become subject to the blaze condition on a 2+ rather than a 4.
D then moves Father Athene into the alleyway and lines up a shot with his one-shot flamer. He hits both Hivers, forcing them to be pinned, but doesn't wound either of them.
Starting them on fire.
They're both on fire.
He sets them both on fire.
This is what's meant to happen to these guys.
Mike isn't wrong. These are just Hive Dwellers in the wrong place at the wrong time, with not enough sense to leave. Swibs then moves into short range and fires at the Hiver in the bar, pinning him. And that ends turn 7.
See if he's still up. See if he's still on fire. Or he takes a hit first.
Yeah, right.
Does not wound.
Does not wound.
Then he's got to stand up and run 2d6. 7 inches. Right to the wall. See if he puts himself out. He puts himself out.
Oh, alright.
Father Athene isn't done with the Hivers in the alleyway. He charges the closest one. He hits with everything, including 2 hits with the auto pistol.
Axe to one wound.
One wound with the axe and 2 with the auto pistol.
He then rolls 3 injury dice, including 1 out of action. Meanwhile, back in the bar, Swibs charges the Hiver and uses his King Hit or Lock skill in close combat. He hits, but rolls a 1 to wound, but it does knock the Hiver back 1 inch. The Hiver charges back in, hits with his auto pistol, but has to roll an ammo check and fails it, then rolls to wound and fails to wound. He rolls 2 attacks with the flail. He hits once and wounds once. Ben fails Swib's save. Then he gets to attack back and misses because he's entangled from the Hive Scum's flail.
Alright, I'm charging this guy.
D charges in Father Athene to the other guy in the alleyway. He makes short work of him. The Hiver then attacks Swibs in the bar, rolls a hit and wound. Ben then rolls a 6 and saves the wound.
Knockback. Concussion.
Ben fails to wound, but does knock back the Hiver and makes him concussed.
Oh, he's going over.
Bonk.
Doesn't wound.
No.
What are you gonna do? Jump down on him?
Here's what I'm going to do for you. Roll an initiative check. I am going to let you take that diving melee charge attack off the railing. I am going to allow you to do your King Hit attack off the top.
So Mike allows Ben to do a flying elbow off the top of the railing all the way down onto the Hiver who Ben knocked off the ledge last turn. He hits and wounds and causes a serious injury, then coup de grace him.
I love it. I'm going to give you your 2 XP for that, plus 1.
Fantastic.
Game ends. Right there. Game is done.
Good game.
That was fantastic, Mike. Oh my god. We have now discovered a new way to play Necromunda. That was awesome. Oh my god.
Molly at the end of this is thank you guys, giving you some free booze, some free stuff like that. Molly's going to give you each an additional D6 times 10 credits. So Molly now tells you about a neighborhood adjacent to the Double D that the recent gang was completely wiped out there. There's nobody there now. There's just, some people picking through the corpses and picking through all the leftover gang.
Yeah,
So she gives you a nice area that you could possibly set up your own settlement. And then so next week, if you guys choose to do that mission, you can clear it out and set up a settlement.
Cool.
Which you will get basically all your stuff from a settlement.
Cool.
So you'll each get credits This is where hired-ons will show up at your door and be like, hey, I'm looking for a job if anybody wants to hire me.
So it turns out Electra escaped in the post-battle sequence and was not captured. She received 8 experience points in the first game, enough to upgrade her ballistic skill to a 3+. She also got 60 credits, which I decided not to spend on anything between games. This game had lots of ups and downs, and I was worried that I'd have to re-roll a new character because this one was going to die at some point during the game. Luckily, that didn't happen. We were even talking about running an escape scenario as in the next game in case Electra had gotten captured by someone. This new method of playing Necromunda has been quite fun, and next time I'll have a battle report of our second game in this RPG campaign. So until then, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.